Hello and welcome to this video. Today we are going to take a look at the Alabeo M20R aircraft Ovation. It's a little while ago it was originally released, as far as I know, but I thought I would give it a little demonstration video here. As some of you may know, I have been away from the simulation for a little while, and now I return, and I didn't really have a lot of general aviation aircraft and aircraft in general for X-Plane 11, so I went out and bought this aircraft. First off, let me say that it is a very nice aircraft, so that the particular aircraft isn't that much me. It's basically more due to the main airspeed of the aircraft. I'm more into the turboprops, but I thought I would try this as I thought it looked nice, and it is really a nice aircraft. I have to say that, and you would see that in a moment. Another thing that is really important is that the work I'm doing here is nothing that I am being paid for. It is not that I have got the aircraft and such, but my hope is that I could get back to some of the connections that I have from the flight simulation community and perhaps start demonstrating aircraft, as well as trying to do some tutorial videos about getting things in aircraft. But you can contact me on the xplane.org forum if you like. You know, my username is Captain LM. The same as you can see here, just that the letters isn't within any spaces. So that's where you can contact me if you would be interested in letting me demonstrate some of your software. It could be beta testing, it could be a lot of things, but I currently have no testing projects at the moment, so I actually isn't able to do so, as well as it is limited what we may show during the testing, so that's not part of it. But let's see, I hope to get back to some contacts and such. But let's take a look at the aircraft now that we got over the introduction here. So as usual, Carinator Alabeo aircraft, they look very nice, shiny, interior and exterior wise, and this is no exception. From what I remember, and it can just be me, for those particular aircraft that I had in the past from FSX, the difference I saw between Carinator and Alabeo was actually, I felt that the Alabeo aircraft actually was a bit lighter on the performance than the Carinator aircraft, but that can just be that I got some aircraft that made me thought so, because here in X-Plane I actually only got this one from Alabeo. It's the first aircraft from Alabeo, and I had some older aircraft that is only working in X-Plane 10, or I would say I have used it in X-Plane 11, but it wasn't that nice, so that's it. Okay, it comes with the standard free options here, where you can choose the A for autopilot. I don't know why. It actually, first time I started it up, it was this like full view, but then it suddenly started that small window there you saw. But nevertheless, camera and volume that you can set. From my perspective, I really don't see the big need for it, as you would know that if you have the numpad, you can actually just press the numbers, and you can assign your own numbers. So if I would like one particular view, I just press Control and hold the number on the numpad that I actually want to be set for that particular view, and then I could just hit that button without the Control key, and it would save it, so I can make my own shortcuts. So that's it. And then we got the options. We got the window reflection. You really see here, and especially when we get inside, the difference there. And then we can open the doors. Yeah, I don't know why, but I have a problem here that when I'm using my right mouse button, for some reason it tends to lock, as well as when I'm using the left inside the aircraft. I don't remember it as a big problem in Explain 10, but I don't know why it's present here in Explain 11, and some add-ons I have found it is worse than others. Probably some click spots. Okay, and let's remove the static elements here, so we are ready, and we can go inside the aircraft to take a look of the interior of the aircraft. Pretty nice, as we know from Carnado and Alabeo. And we can go to the back here, and here we got some logging of our hours, and the lighting in the cabin can be controlled individually. I switch it on here as well as here, and as I would go through it, that now we are sitting on the ground, I would demonstrate the night lighting, as it is something that often isn't that shown in videos always. It's more like that, well, the visual isn't great, or something like that for the night lighting, the way that you can adjust the brightness of the instruments and such. Okay, there's a bit of glitch here. I hadn't noticed. It seems like some kind of a glitch by the texture, but nevertheless it works fine, and you may not notice it as such. Okay, go over here and set the lighting on here as well. So now I would switch over to the night, just to demonstrate how it looks during the dark hours. And it looks pretty nice, and as I was mentioning, we got those individual light switches here, so you can see that I can switch them off if I don't like the lighting there. And in the back for the co-pilot, nice reflection, as you can see, and I can go in and switch it off, and we don't got those reflections, and as well as the instrument reflections. So that's basically it. Then let's excuse me, that wasn't my intention. There we go. Let's get the engine running so we can start our main flight here. And fuel going here, and then we would be able to start the engine, hopefully. It's just so we don't drain the battery too much. There we go. And something that is quite handy is that you have a switch over here, so it sounds like you have the headset on, as then you can hear the sound gets very low compared to. That's pretty nice. But let's get back to the lighting here in the cockpit, as that was actually what I started wanting to demonstrate here. So let's switch off the lighting here, and as you can see, pretty nice, and I can adjust it just to whatever I like for night lighting here in the main cockpit. And up here we got the lightings that we can set. Okay, and then you can go to the exterior and take a look. Not that we can see that much out here right now. But it looks pretty okay, I would say. One thing that I notice is that right here from the exterior you see the lighting, like it's lighting up the objects and such. And when I get in here in the cockpit, I'm a bit surprised, because right now I don't see any lighting of the lights. Let's see. Even though I removed the reflection, it doesn't look like it's lighting objects up. As you can see, there is quite a difference here from the interior to the exterior. Not sure why. That might be one of the things that I would point out. But do note that I'm not going in and say, well, visuals is so and so good and this is so and so good. That's not my intention for this particular video. So let's get back to the daylighting here. There we go, and we're back. Perhaps I would do that later on, but for this one, no, I won't. Okay. Now we got the engine running, and we would take it for a short circuit, because that way you would actually hear the aircraft, you would get a small impression of the aircraft. One thing that I would mention here is that even though they use some of the default autopilot stuff, there is some custom coding in play here, because normally my autopilot project would work with add-ons, and you can see I can adjust everything except for the altitude. For the altitude I have to set up here. I have to use the manipulators of the aircraft itself in order to set it. As you can see, it actually updates the value, but I can't use the default explain values. As far as I remember, it is possible in other aircraft by my projects. Okay, so let's get ready for our short flight here, and we just turn it all on, because then we don't forget it. So here we go, and my video here is by no means any tutorial or anything on how to operate a particular aircraft. is just to demonstrate the aircraft and show it to you so you can get a small impression of the aircraft. Later on I will probably do some more tips and tricks by doing some flights, but again, it's down to how I can get things set up and if I can get interesting projects for it. Because I could certainly do a full flight, but then it should be a live stream or such, because doing a half an hour, 1 hour video isn't that great. You would start losing interest. So here we are at the runway. We are located at Heraklion, down in Greece. And we are ready for our takeoff. So, and we haven't messed around with the run-up procedure and such, but nevertheless, let's get the show on the road so we can get a feeling for the particular aircraft. And what you saw by the altimeter, that was another project I have done that would actually take the values from X-plane itself to set the altimeter according to what X-plane is actually seeing. That was a bit late that we took off there. Anyway, you can see a very nice and steady aircraft. Of course, we don't have that much wind today, you can say. But again, they have made some nice sounds for given things, like the views you heard there. But also you can now do something that isn't that great, but I'll do it anyway. You hear that rumbling there? That's the Alabeo aircraft. That's been known for. I remember that from FFX as well. That's pretty neat. Nice. I guess. Pretty nice. Okay. We are up here at 1,000 feet. And it is actually not that difficult to adjust the altitude if you just trim it correctly. I'm not doing that good right now. Try again. I actually recorded this video yesterday evening, but the sound didn't sound that well, so I had to redo it now. And of course, what was good then might not be that good this time, but I also know that I'm focusing too much on my speaking as well as the flying, and those two things isn't good at the same time. But here we are, around 900 feet, doing this small circuit here around the airport of Crete, here in Greece. But the aircraft actually flies very well, it does. And you will hear, if I just give it some throttle, you really see how we accelerate. It really accelerates rapidly, and especially down here in the lower altitudes. If we get higher, of course it gets deflated. I did one test yesterday. Not sure if it's Wikipedia that was wrong or whatever it might be, but It said that the ceiling was 25,000 feet, so I actually tried to set the aircraft at that altitude, but it couldn't really maintain airspeed and such, so I'm not entirely sure that it's actually correctly. And I have to say that I would have to go into the manual to cross-check all the aircraft, because I haven't been flying the aircraft, so it was just a thing I would say, so you are aware that the aircraft might not be that optimal flying at that altitude, but that's one small note. I'll try to give some small hints and tips without giving too much conclusions for the particular project as such, because I feel that should be up to the individual to determine if the project is for them or not. Okay, and here we go, coming in for our approach again. I also noticed from other videos that they take an aircraft and then they try to stall it and demonstrate that, but I don't see any purpose of doing so, because it's individual for aircraft and aircraft. And you see here, if I slow down, you got this difficult to slow the aircraft down, especially if you are a bit high. It has some spoilers at the wings, but again, this aircraft really wanted to maintain speed. It really does. Oops, overcorrected there. I apologize. Here we go, ready for our landing, and of course I'm not going to do it as great as yesterday, but let's see, there we go, slightly, there we go. And we got on the ground, and now I did something I mustn't do, retract the flaps on the runway. Basically the reason I did it is as it makes it a bit more easy for me to control the aircraft here on the runway by using my joystick. I'm limited to joystick. I really miss my old setup that some of you might know I had, but that's how it is. Okay, nothing fancy to demonstrate here about the airport, as it is stock X-plane airport. I really don't have any add-ons as such to demonstrate. And the one I have used in my latest video would be boring to use the same airport every single time, so that's not something I have done. Okay, and now let's just taxi in here, and the reason that I haven't messing too much around with the prop and mixture is because I haven't got any hardware for it. This is the basic joystick I have, so else I have to use the mouse for it. Okay, and you can really hear sound differences. Very nice sound effects, but that's pretty much it for now. And the aircraft is a bit funny because it has those small pull levers here. Something that I have to say I have not seen in other aircrafts made in that particular way, I would say. So there we go. Another thing to mention here is that it has an oxygen knob here, but if we go look at the oxygen, it actually always is 0, so I'm not sure that it's actually working. I don't think it is, but that's another story. But there you have it, a short demonstration of the particular aircraft from Alabeo. Now I hope you have an impression of the particular aircraft. Of course, it's always difficult to say if it's something for you or not. I can just say that it's a nice aircraft that is a bit that is in the particular same category as the other aircrafts they are doing, and you can say that Carnado and Alabeo somehow comes in between the default aircrafts, because they are a bit of a mix. They are new aircraft types that isn't included in the simulator. Of course, some of the aircraft they have done is, but again, they add other models, but still they are down to some of the default values, and that's also why people might like those aircraft if they have SciTech autopilot, and I had GoFlight autopilot. And the good things about Alabeo and Carnado is actually that your hardware would work with it, and that's basically because it often uses the default autopilot systems in the simulator. So at that aspect, it's often tempting to be somewhat in the same arena, so you can use that hardware where if you have hardware you find it nagging that you have a hardware unit but can't use it in other add-ons because they made their own custom codings. And yes, I have mentioned in here there was custom coding as well, but it makes it a bit easier as it is. Of course, it's nagging that the altitude can't be set, but that's how that is. Perhaps I might need to find another value. Could be that I'm using from my project an older value. I'm not sure because I haven't updated my autopilot project since X-Plane 10, as it was primarily done for X-Plane 10. But I hope you got a nice impression here of the particular aircraft. There isn't really much more for me to say other than it's up to you if you would like it or not. So thank you for watching, and bye bye. Hope to see you again soon.